What's up, y'all? Y'all tuning in with Golf and Mook. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, comment, tell a friend, and tell a friend. Y'all, thanks to all my new followers, well, new subscribers, new family members, because I don't look at nobody as a follower. Y'all, all my family. Even your negative Betty ones. We all family, some form of fashion, right? So, I just never say fans. I don't like that word. That just sound like. Anyway, this video is a little different. I ain't even get to drop my regular video today because I wanted to, I guess, I don't know, talk about something, right? So, let me address the fan. Oh, God, let me stop saying that. I don't even know where it's coming from. I've been around my kids too long. I don't even like when they say that. Well, this person is a fan, though, because I don't look at y'all as fans. Let me be clear. But this person got to be a fan. However, I'm going to give you the attention you want. So, this person has been sending me clips and messages in my DM on Instagram and YouTube with the comments about my edges, right? So, I have something to say to this person. You do realize that I get up every morning and see my beautiful face, right? So when you look at me on these videos, do you think you're the only one to see that I don't have no edges? Don't you think I see this every morning? I get up and get myself. My edges is gone, thin, all of that, all of the above. They've been gone for a few years now, baby. And they actually are growing back, just a little slowly but surely. So when y'all see my videos, I don't hide. Well, right now I ain't straighten my hair, so that's why I put this thing, my little scarf on. Anyway, I don't hide it. Like, flaws and all, I'm still beautiful. I know that, right? But I just wanted to ask you, like, when I get up and get dressed in the morning, do you think I can see everything but my edges? The motherfuckers are go, and I see them. So do you think I'm blind to it? So when you keep commenting saying, your edges are gone, duh. I see that shit my damn self. It's funny, though, but, because I don't know if you thought you was the only one that could see it, but I see it, boo. I hear you. I see you. I hear you, all of that. My edges are gone, so this video is to you, to let you know. I know my edges are gone. Thank you very much. And I'm still beautiful, so what? Anyhow, I was just thinking about something this weekend, I guess. Parenting. And I think one of the hardest things for me, and I don't know if some of y'all agree or not, some of y'all mothers or whatever, fathers, one of the hardest jobs with being a parent is not knowing if something is, when your kids don't express themselves to you or you don't know what's on their mind. So I think that was one of the hardest phases of my life of being a parent. And another thing was when my son came out as being a gay male. So I'm going to tell y'all a little bit about that because it's on my mind. And I don't know, it's just been on my heart. So I said I would share this today. That's why I didn't post my original video that I'm supposed to post today, because I just wanted to speak. I don't know, maybe this is a good message for somebody, maybe not. Maybe, I don't know. But it's my message. It's just something that I felt. However, when my son, which I already knew my son was gay before he even told me, because I'm his mother, and those mothers who actually pay attention to their children, you know if it's something that's different, or, I just knew it was something a little different with my baby. And plus, he was like a split image of me. Like, when I tell you he act just like me, it is funny. That's why sometimes I just look at him and I just laugh, because he cracks me up. Like, it's never a dual moment with my son. Literally. He is the life of the party, just like I am. Those who know. Those who don't really know me, it's people that I've been around 18, 20 years don't even know me like that. It's fun, family-in-law, all of that. But those that know, I have a good freaking time when I'm out with the ones I mess with. I will say that. So Pierre is like the life of the party, right? And to say he's the happiest I've ever seen him. Like, I couldn't imagine him being nobody but him. So, I'm his mother. I couldn't imagine him being nobody but the person he is today. And that's being Pierre, a gay male. And it's so crazy how the world just separated. Oh, the gay one, well, he has a name. Yeah, he's gay. Okay, I got it. I get it. Whatever. So, I remember when he first came out to me, even though I already knew. And I was trying to prepare my mind, I guess, with all of this, because I wasn't really afraid. Let me not say afraid. It wasn't even that he came out, I guess. I was more afraid of how the world was going to apply that to him, or how are they going to accept him for being who he is. And then they say, well, you shouldn't be gay, or your mom shouldn't raise you to do this. He is who he is. Would y'all prefer him growing up being a DL man, sleeping with women, and he know he really like men? Because it seems that way. Like, the world is so backwards. He is who he is, and I love him for being who he is. So, I remember I was afraid, like, really, and sometimes I still do him as mom. Like, the world is just so mean to gay males, bisexual men, all of that. Women, it's the same. The world is just so mean. And we can't stop people from having an opinion or being mean towards you or whatever, or being ignorant, because there's a lot of ignorant people out there. So I remember when he was coming up, and he said that he was gay. I was like, oh wow, okay. Like, that was rough on me, because I'm like, oh my God, like, I can't protect him from everybody. But I didn't realize how strong and brave my child was at the time, because back at his age growing up, I think Pierre was like, 14, 15? No, he was about 16 when he told me, I believe. I think it was 15. Can't even remember. But back then, I wasn't that brave. Like, I just wasn't. I was, oh my God. I don't even know what to say, but he's just so brave, like, and so strong. So I remember I started preparing him. As he would get older, I'll start calling him all kind of names. Like, oh, you this, you that, just not nice words. And in my mind, I was preparing him for the world. So I remember this one day I called him a name, and I'm not going to say what it was, but it wasn't pleasant. And he cried. He cried, and it hurts my feelings, but he cried, and he was like, Mom, I don't like that. I don't like when you say that. I said, well, baby, if you can take it from me, you can take it from anybody, because the world is going to call you way badder things than that. And I want you to be okay with that. I want you to know that anything that they say about you don't define who you are, and you know who you are. And I don't want that to ever break you or just break you down, because things like that can get the best of people. I've seen it. And I wasn't about to allow the world to take my son from me to suicide, or just for mean things. Like, I wasn't going to do that. So I started preparing him. I started calling him all kind of stuff, and it wasn't nice. And now that I think about it, I'm like, that wasn't nice. But he started to understand. Even though I might not have went about it the right way, but I did the best I can with what I thought was right. And I apologized to him. Because parents can apologize when you're wrong, right? So, but he got it. And he's like, Mom, that's not going to bother me. I was like, I need to make sure. Because when we got into the social media world and I allowed them to be on social media, I knew that it was mean people out there. So I always had to tell my sons, I said, Paris and Pierre and Beretta, I said, y'all have to have tough skin. Meaning, people are going to say all kind of things about you just to get a reaction. But you can't fall into that. Like, that don't mean nothing. They don't love you like your family. They not there. They not paying your bills. That shit don't mean nothing. So don't allow the world to get the best of you. And they was like, okay. So then they started getting into social media. And it was a real cruel place for them at one point. And I saw the change in them where it was starting to get to them. This when they were young, like 12 and 13 years old, trying to become who they are today. And I love it. I love them for who they are. All three of my sons are amazing and strong, right? Because me and my husband try to prepare them for the world. And I think we did a good job. So people were really, really mean. And then when Pierre came out, it got worse when he came out to the world because we had knew for a while. Well, I knew forever, but everybody had knew for a while now. We said we was just going to let it happen when he's ready. We can't be ready for him to come out and tell the world who he is, right? So, after a while of trying to get them prepared and just telling them and giving them advice and trying to make them understand things, everybody's not going to be happy. They started to get it like, oh, Mom, that don't bother me. Now, my oldest son, he kind of different, though. Now, he be ready. He's still a cuss somebody ass out, but like, he's more like me. He going to say what he got to say, but then he'll leave it alone. Well, I guess he'll leave it alone, but he's kind of mean on the mean side. But they started to get it like, okay, we ain't about to let this bother me. So sometimes when the boys are too busy, they just got their Facebook. Facebook had got hacked and they took their verification and all of that about 2 years ago. So they just got their Facebook and they building it back up and it's going crazy. So sometimes when they get overwhelmed with Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, sometimes I'll try to go in there and answer some questions that, people may have. So then, and I haven't done this in a really, really long time. So they asked me to help them out because they were overwhelmed. I said, okay, I'll fill in because that's what I do. So I'm on Facebook and I began to read all these crazy things they say about my children. And it was just amazing. Like, it was blowing. It wasn't even amazing. It blew my mind how cruel. And I know this, but for some reason, I don't know. It's like I forgot about it, what I was teaching them all along. So I was reading it. And the things that they say about Pierre and the things they say about Paris, just because he accepts his brother, he loves his brother. And I always taught him that you love your brother, all my sons, no matter what. That's your brother. And we love him just the same. Just because he's a gay male, okay, that's what he chooses to be. That's his life. I can't pick, just like they can't pick mine. You know what I mean? But it's his life. And they got that. Like, you love your brother no matter what. And you don't treat people different. And they grew up with that. So as I was reading this, so it's like, oh yeah, well, both of the twins are gay. And I know they've been saying that for a while. And I was just looking and I was reading, which is so many hateful things. Like, oh, y'all should die, or y'all shouldn't even be on this earth. And I started to cry. I started to cry. And I'm never on this. I've never done a video like this, but it was on my heart. So I was reading and I started to cry because I was like, wow. Okay. And I wasn't even crying because what they were saying about my sons. I was crying because it was like joy in my heart because how they have learned how to deal with this and it don't affect them or bother them in any kind of way. They're like, oh, Mom, we don't care. So I asked them, I was like, well, you know, these comments, like, we don't care about that, Mom. Just answer the ones you answer and don't when you don't. And then I thought, I have some brave sons. Me and my husband have done a wonderful job because they are okay. And I know that they are going to be okay, all three of my sons. And my oldest son talked to his brothers all the time, you know. And I said, so all of this was to get them to this place that they're in, and they in a good, happy place. And no matter what they say in the comments or in the world, my kids are so strong and brave. They're like, we don't care about that. And I had to pat myself on the back. And I was like, well done, Mom. I've done a good job. We've done a good job. Because, like I said, we can't control the outside world. But being a mom or a parent, your job is to protect your kids. And that's the scariest thing, knowing you just can't protect them from everything. You can only teach them and try to guide them and pray for them. And that's what I've always done. So I guess, and I'm so emotional right now, I don't even know. But I guess this video, I don't thank y'all for loving my kids. Thank y'all for rocking with us and for a long time now. So we appreciate it. But I just wanted to share this video with y'all. And I don't need it just came straight from my heart. So, you know, to whoever listening, I always teach your kids to love people and to be kind no matter what. You know? You be kind no matter what. The world is really a cruel place, but it can also be a beautiful place. Just depending on how you live with it. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with y'all. Love your children. Give them as much advice as they need. Be there as much as you can. Listen. Always listen. Because that means a lot. But that's the end of this video, y'all. I just wanted to share that with y'all. And y'all have a blessed day. Peace.